Jay,
All right.
congratulations.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Am I good?
Fabulous. You amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate
Amazing. Congratulations on your win.
it. Thank you.
What was your mindset coming into this fight?
Um, you know, a lot of what I'm doing now in my life is I don't need to do this. I don't need to fight anymore. I reached all my goals and dreams by getting to the UFC, and maybe I didn't get as far as I'd like to, but like I've gotten farther than 99.2% of the people that do this. So for me, it's just about remembering why I did it as a kid, and that was because it gave me joy. It makes me feel like I am free. All the shackles that I feel are placed upon me in the real world, ironically, inside of a cage, are let go. And so when I remember that, I'm able to kind of flow the way that I want to. I don't have to hold myself back, and I'm less critical of myself. So I think just all of my camps now are just remembering that I love to do this and I don't need to do it. And that's what kind of sets me free from it. So that's the focus. It's just remembering that I love to do this, and that'll help me fight the way I want to.
Do you think being a father now has changed?
Yeah, it has. My daughter gives me strength beyond my furthest imagination. In the back, like today, I dissociated from this place for 2 hours. I didn't know where I was. Like I was just kind of going through the motions in the back. And then my daughter came to my mind, and I became completely present. Because I'm not going home to my baby empty-handed. You know what I mean? I'm either going out in my shield or dying on it. You know what I mean? So I just want to show her that I can do great things, and that if your dad tries, then you can too. So I don't know. I guess, yeah, the answer to your question, yes. My daughter has given me more for this than anything.
What can we expect from you moving forward?
I'm trying to be more violent, more time as time goes on. Maybe tonight wasn't the best example of it. I have, my fight before this with Mr. Presley had a few bigger exchanges, but not for nothing, Kenny hits harder than Jay does. So, I want to be more violent. I want to be more entertaining. I want to have big pickups and slams and elbows on the ground and different kinds of exchanges. I want my mixed martial arts fights to look like mixed martial arts fights, where it's two really high level people doing all facets of martial arts. So I'm trying to be deadly everywhere all the time. So if you fight me, there's not one place you're just going to be better than me at.
Awesome. Thank you.
So now the past two cage fights that haven't had a title win event have been you.
Yep.
How's it feeling to be so trusted by cage fights to deliver in the main event?
Bro, I'm Mr. Main Event. If you really look at it, I've had I think I've had 9 fights here, 9, 7, 9, something like that. And I think only 2 of them, I haven't been like a main event. So, and I've won most of them. So, I like that. I like that they put me. I'd rather that you didn't, though. I would really like to go home. I really feel like you guys underestimate how badly I want to go home all of the time. Yeah, like when right before he walked out, he's like, dude, you get to go home to your daughter after this. I'm like, I get to go home. You know what I mean? I'm so hyped. So if we could, I love being the main event. But here's the thing about being a main event. You get put in with people that are UFC level people, which I have no problem with doing that at all for UFC level money. If I'm going to be a main event person, I would like to be paid like a main event person. You know what I mean? And not to say that, Mike and them don't do a great job of taking care of everybody, but I am 31. I'm on the back end of this. So I'm trying to make money. So if you're not going to put me on the marquee, if you're going to put me on the marquee, you're going to pay me like a marquee. So I love being the main event. I love being the star, but I'd like to see the crowd a little bit more because, in the middle of the night, I feel the electricity and it gets me all hyped up. And then I get out there and everybody's gone because their boy already beat the shit out of somebody 5 minutes ago. So main events are cool, but pay me better. Other than that, yeah, I like it. He hit hard. He did a great job of his feinting. You know what I mean? And, I have to admit, I probably just don't have the best depth perception because Presley and him reached back to Saturn and grabbed the right hand and hit me with it every time that they wanted to. So I got to do a little bit better about reading people's right hands. But he listened to his corners well. I think I was just a little bit better conditioned than he was today. So, he was in surprisingly better shape. He fended off my rear naked chokes a lot. So you can see he did his due diligence in the last 2 camps dealing with grapplers.
How do you feel with this new weight class?
great, man. I feel strong. You know what I mean? I hit him, you know, a guy that is sizably probably bigger than me. And there was 1 or 2 exchanges where I thought he was going to fall down and he got wobbly legs. So I hit harder here. I feel like I'm faster here and I can think more clearly in the cage. And a lot of people don't think about like what weight cutting does to our brains in the middle of a fight, but it makes everything foggy when you have a really hard cut. And I don't have that at 45. I can think more clearly, and I think that my brain is my biggest weapon inside the cage. My fight IQ is probably my largest asset. So I feel great here, you know, so I'll remain here. And if the UFC calls me or somebody like that, eventually, if they do or don't, then I'll go to 35 if they ask. But until then, 45 is my place.
Is the 45 title something that you want to be chasing or no?
I mean, titles are nice. I want to win. I want to just keep winning and see what happens. You know, Mr. Pags put on a fucking great performance against Don Shanis, and on tip of the cap to him. I have a lot of respect for him. I'm new to 45, man. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's cool for me to just jump in and be like, yo, I want a title shot immediately. I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Let me get 2 more, and if Mr. Pags is still around, me and him can have a nice dance. But until then, I don't want to count my chickens until they hatch type thing. I want to take it 1 fight at a time and see where it brings me. So if it comes to a title, sick. If not, then I'm just going to keep racking up dubs until it's hard to ignore me.
Awesome. I'll let you guys come to your family. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys. I just want to say thank you to my one sponsor, Ground Control Landscaping, because you paid me. And if anybody else would like to pay me to put stuff on my clothes, you're more than welcome to give me money. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.